Tire lights on, that means the tires are low. Well, what's going on, y'all? I just bought this here. I'm going to try and use this. I'm going to go the cheap route first, you know what I'm saying? Before I tear this thing apart, you know, put all gaskets. Because, I mean, eventually it's going to need it anyway. But, I mean, for me, it's going to take me, with me having to work and everything like that, it's going to take me a good, you know, this is going to take me a good, once I tear that engine down and everything, and it's going to take me a good 2 weeks, you know what I mean? With me having to work every day and stuff, so I was only getting the weekends, you know what I mean? But, so, I'm going to go with the cheap route first. I got to tearing that thing apart a little bit, and I found out that, I mean, that radiator was filthy. Inside of that radiator, it's got like a little bit of sludge, but it's not, it doesn't have like sludge in it. I mean, it doesn't have like the milky stuff in it. You know what I mean? Where you can tell like the oil mixed in with the antifreeze. It didn't do that, so that's a good sign. You know what I mean? But I bought this stuff. It says shake it up real well. This was only $42. So it's saying here, engine must be cold, allowed to sit overnight. If cooling system is dirty, flush first. That's what I gotta do first. And it says, vehicle less than 25 quarts, which this only holds 5 quarts, you know what I mean? 4.5 quarts of oil. So I'm only supposed to use half a bottle of this stuff. Then it says shake well for remove the radiator cap, and then shake well for 30 seconds. Then pour in. Okay. This product and the other product, I forgot the other name of the product, head sealer or something like that. I heard this product and the other product were the best two to use, which because they last for, you know, they're the quickest, like as far as like 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 25 minutes of you letting the engine run with the heater on and stuff for like 25 minutes. Then you shut it off. Then you're supposed to drive it. You're supposed to drive it for a little bit and see what it does. What you could just let the RPMs rev for. You could just let the RPMs rev for 20-30 minutes. You know what I mean? You don't have to really drive it. You could just let the RPMs rev up for about. Let it rev on like 1,500, 2,000 RPMs. That's how I'm gonna do it. Either way, it's still gonna, you know what I mean? It still should work the same way, because the engine and everything is, you know what I mean? The valves and the lifters and all that stuff is still working. You know what I mean? So it's causing friction and heat against the engine. I mean, against this stuff to seal. So this stuff will seal. So immediately after treatment, idle engine. Here it is. Idle engine for 20 minutes. Then dry. Oh, it said then dry vehicle for 10 more minutes. If the leak persists, perform another treatment. Only after 200 miles plus 5 days for assistance. Okay, so I mean, then drive the vehicle for 10 minutes. Okay. So it's saying drive it for 10 more minutes. Like I said, so I'll just rev it 1,500 RPMs, 1,500, 2,000 RPM. Just rev it for 10 minutes. You know? I got enough gas in here that it won't run out of gas. So but yeah, I'm gonna try this and see what it does, you know what I mean, before I get to tearing this thing down, you know what I mean, which it definitely needs it, you know what I mean. It's gonna need a new radiator. It needs a bunch of different stuff. It needs a new radiator, new radiator hoses, you know what I mean. You might as well do it right, you know what I'm saying. So this stuff here, and that's what I do, you know what I mean. I just do everything. I try to do, you know what I mean. Once I get to taking them vehicles or picking that apart, you get to finding stuff, and then you find all kind of rusty bolts and stuff, and you got to be careful. And my best bet to do is what I usually do is I use that nut buster, what is it called, the nut buster oil, penetration oil. I use that to soak up all the bolts and all the rust, you know what I mean, and let it soak up for a little bit, and then, you know what I mean, try to get it off. Otherwise, man, you'll be having bolts and crap stuck in the, stuck in the heads, or stuck in the what is it, the it'd just be problems. So I ain't trying to, you know what I mean. I got to just be problem after problem with these bolts. So I'm gonna try this first, and then, I mean, which I got all the tools, you know what I mean. I got all the tools to do it, you know what I'm saying. I got all the tools to do it, so that's not the problem. I just want to try this first. This is only $42. You can get it at Advanced Auto, Napa, AutoZone. So I'm gonna try this. Like I said, I'm gonna try this first, see how this does, see if this actually works. And I'm gonna do like a 90-day period to where I'm gonna see, how it works within them 90 days. You know what I mean? See if it'll hold up for 90 days. That's only 3 months. I'm gonna see if it'll hold up. I'm gonna see if it'll hold up for 3 months. You know what I mean? Which I think it will. I don't. And honestly, I'm not a hot rider on cars. You know what I mean? And vehicles and stuff. So I don't know. We'll see what this does here. Test it out. Like I said, I went the cheap route first before I actually, get to breaking this thing apart. Get to breaking it apart and finding all kind of, you know what I mean? Well, basically, just change. I know one thing you definitely have to do: change all the hoses, all the belts, change all the gaskets, change the head gaskets, the intake manifold gaskets. Change all those gaskets. That's what you got to do first. So, all right, y'all. I'll get back to y'all on that here in the next day or two. I'll see how this stuff is holding up. I'll let y'all know. All right. So here goes the engine compartment, which I might have to start before I tear this thing apart. Put new head gaskets on it. I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna do it the cheap way first. First, I'm gonna use this head gasket sealer. I'm gonna use that first. I'm gonna do it the cheap way first. See if that works. If that don't work, then I'm going to, tear it apart. So, yep. These are good motors, man. These are really good motors, y'all. I'm telling you, these are. It's got 160,000 miles on it, which, if it ain't leaking oil and stuff, like, man, either way, I could tear it apart and fix it up. You know what I mean? But It was leaking from back here. So I'm gonna try this sealer stuff, see if that works first. You know. Get back to y'all. Little project I'm working on. I gotta have something to do. We'll see here. You can get 400 horsepower out these motors though. Put a supercharger on them. Like the one guy, he got a supercharger on it. Put a supercharger on it, a couple other things. Belts, spark plugs, change all that out. Change all the gaskets out. You can get 400 horses out of these things easy. 3.8 liter. Alright, I'll get back to y'all. Seeing if I can bring this thing back to life here. Look at all that. Ugh. All them leaves that was sitting in the air intake. But it didn't get through the port. It didn't get through the port though. That's a good thing. It has a screen on it on the other end that fits right here. Has a screen. So none of that didn't go into the engine and stuff. Yeah, just kinda doing some work on this thing, man, real quick. Get back to y'all. Alright, so coming along here, I got the fuel injector ports closed up with some paper towel. All that dirt and crap won't get in there until I get that off. I gotta get this take this belt off. I gotta take this belt, alternator, a couple other things. This ain't too bad to work on. Then I gotta remove these bolts right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then I gotta remove the radiator top, radiator plate. I mean thermostat plate right there. I gotta remove that. So it's coming along. I cleaned it up a little bit. I removed the probably got to get new fuel injectors too. I don't know, them things look kind of cruddy. So I'm getting new fuel injectors on there and see how it's coming along. Leave that on there for now. rockauto.com. rockauto.com. That's where I get all my parts at. Gaskets on it. I'm gonna do it the cheap way. definitely have to do. Change all the hoses, all the belts. Jeez, that was sitting in the air intake. That didn't. None of that didn't. Doing some work on this thing. Fuel injector ports closed up. Some paper towel. This ain't too bad to work on. Then I gotta remove these bolts right here. rockauto.com. Coming along with it pretty good here. Just took the exhaust manifold off. Get that up out of here real quick. Yeah, I should have on gloves, man. Good thing I cut my fingernails, because them bad boys would be, what you call it? One would be broke. There we go. Come on, baby. There we go. Get this thing up out of here real quick. There we have it. That's the exhaust manifold right there. And let's see what these gaskets look like on here. Gaskets. Either way, you gotta put a new gasket on anyway. That's off, and I just got 1, 2, 3 bolts, 4 bolts, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 bolts to get off real quick. And take a look at these spark plugs. Oh my goodness. I mean, you can't really tell by that, but you can just look at all the rust and stuff around them. They've been in here a long time. These spark plugs, they've been here for a long time. So, yep. It's coming along now. Push rod engine. Alright. Here's what I'm working on still. Man, this thing here, I tell you. You can see these ports are clogged up. Look at this, look at this. Look how hard that is. That shouldn't even be like that. That shouldn't even be like that. Look at all that gunk. What the heck? That should not even be that gunked up like that. Look at that. Oh my goodness. So this is definitely one of the problems right here. Hold on real quick. clean. I gotta vacuum. I'm gonna suck all that up. Yep. Get all that crap up out of there. Put that rag in there for now. Falling in there, but yeah, all this, these ports are closed up. As you can see right here, on the heads, look at all that gunk in there. Look at all that crap. What is that from? I don't know. What, but I'll change the oil last. Let all that crap drip to the oil pan. And things should not be like that. I'm changing the gaskets too, so I mean the head gaskets. So these are the intake gaskets right here. There we go. Yeah, I'm changing the they were aluminum right there. Yeah. That's how that one goes. The new one's gonna go on like that. It's got the holes that should line up anyway. 1, 2, right there, right there. Line up with some holes. 1, 2. Yeah, that is crazy. So, yeah, all you see all that freaking gunk build up in there. That gunk build up in the heads. Look at this. So, yep. See that same thing right there. So these this right here is just these are just the intake gaskets I'm pulling off, which I'm getting new ones. Those are the old ones. I gotta clean all this up. I gotta pull these heads off. I don't know why. I don't know why they push rods. There goes the push rods. Here's a push rod engine right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 push rods. These are the lifters. Those are the lifters right there. They say if you pull these lifters off, you got to replace the bolts. You got to replace these screws too. These bolts on them. So, yep. Oh man. All right. Well. Coming along. This is just time consuming right here, but I mean, I probably got about a good 20 hours on this thing. Well, nah, not that long. I've only been working on it for like I've been working on about 4 or 5 hours so far on this. I got all this done, so maybe about 10-15 hours to put back together once I get once the parts get here. But I gotta clean all this stuff up. Gotta vacuum all that crap out. Take them heads off and clean them. Oh, man, all that stuff was blocked up. Can you believe that? That would definitely cause some overheating. Not only that, this whole, they didn't really take care of this engine. I know that for a fact. They didn't service it properly. This whole radiator right here is clogged. This radiator is completely clogged up. It's clogged up. It won't even drip out at the bottom where the drain plug is. It won't even drip out. So the cooling system's clogged up. And when the cooling system's clogged up, then that causes a whole bunch of problems to the engine. Because the engine isn't getting its proper flow with the coolant and the oil and stuff. It isn't getting its proper, well, maybe with the oil, but so when you do a job like this, you gotta change everything out. You gotta change the spark plugs. You gotta change the spark plug wires, spark plugs, all the gaskets, all new gaskets, all new bolts. Gotta put a new belt on it. That belt's, look, this belt's junk. It's just like dry rotted. You can see it's dry rotted, look. So that thing's warped. That's done. It needs a new belt. I'll drain the oil last, so all that dirt and crap gets down there goes down at the pan instead of putting new oil in it. Whatever dirt fell in there, I'm trying to get as much as I can out. Yeah, but look in that port. Look at that port. This cylinder head port. Look at that. Thing was gucked up. Look at that. Get a razor blade and scrape all this crap off here. Wow. Look at all the junk. Yep. So that's what I'm doing still right now, working on this, restoring this thing. This engine still got some life to it, so I'm restoring the top part for sure. All the gaskets and stuff are getting replaced. I think it'll run a lot better once you put a new radiator in and stuff. And the radiator was completely clogged, so I don't know what happened, but maybe they tried to use some of that sealer stuff before or something. There was the gaskets right here. There's the gaskets right there. Once I pull his head off, clean these heads. Alright, I'll get back to y'all. Alright, well, see here. Alright, well, clean that up. That's the I gotta drain all the oil out once I put the new ones on and everything, and put everything back together. I'm gonna drain all the oil out, clean all this crud and stuff up real good. Gotta wait for the parts first, so I just scraped all this stuff up, put the new gaskets on. There was the old gaskets right there. Well, that's the intake manifold gaskets. Then you got your cylinder head gaskets right there, which here goes that right there. That's what that's looking like.